Since today is an introduction session, we don't talk too much about Excel because Excel is going to be our first session. We'll talk a little bit about data analytics course. Okay. Along with that, we'll add a little bit on Excel. You may see this text called Power BI and all of that you can ignore it. There are few slides I have prepared, and the entire content is designed in such a way because there are some people who have like 5+ years experience. There are freshers. So the content is defined in such a way that anybody who has knowledge or who don't have knowledge will be able to understand it. Okay. So from the next session onwards, please ensure you have a laptop along with you and make sure Excel is available in your laptop because it is more of a practical session. So whatever I'll be teaching you, you'll have to do it along with me. So that will give an added advantage. Now, if you look at the purpose of our entire data analytics course, right? So what is the career growth in the business intelligence? Like I said, I started with Excel. That's not a limitation. So I scaled up. So from Excel, I know there are limitations. I learned SQL. Likewise, I went on and now I'm in a situation wherein I'm leading the team. So far, whatever experience I have gained, I'll just help them, define how to create dashboards, reports. You can also try doing the same, right? It's not something like everybody has to learn Excel. If you are probably someone who are really good in understanding SQL, you can work as a SQL developer, right? It's not necessary you need to learn everything, right? But the basics is important. So you should understand the basics of Excel, SQL, and other visualization tools. And if you look at the kind of this slide which I have prepared was a couple of months back, there were approximately around 7 lakh openings on data visualization. Okay. On an average, 5.5 lakhs is what the CTC is getting. And, this is based on the figures which the candidates have received, and it's an approximate figure. Again, it ups to your performance, the way you, portray your picture in the interview. What skill sets do you carry? What experience do you carry? It depends on person to person. This is an average figure. Somebody who knows data analytics can, on an average, they can expect around 5.5 lakhs if he's a fresher. Okay, so there are approximately few companies who are specifically looking for data analytics folks. If you look at TCS, they are providing a CTC of around 5 lakhs. If you look at Accenture, around 7.5 lakhs. Having said that, again, this is an estimate figure. This is for Power BI developer role, where they look for somebody who has 1 to 2 years of experience. Then your CTC would be somewhere around 7 lakhs. Once you join the company, you are performing good, definitely you are eligible for a promotions and you will get a kind of fast track in your organization. Now there are different roles. This is just an example. Let's say you learned Power BI as a data visualization and you like it and you want to go and work as a Power BI developer. So it is not necessary you have to work as a developer. There are different profiles. Maybe if somebody is from QC background, they can go as Power BI test engineer. So your responsibility is more of the dashboards are created. You just have to validate that dashboard. Developer is someone who creates the dashboard from scratch. Likewise, you can become Power BI specialist, which means you are somebody who knows everything about Power BI. You can also get into data engineer. Data engineer is somebody who is a full stack. If you have data in Excel, they know how to extract, transform, load, create dashboard, do publishing, deployment, everything. So that is why he called as data engineer, right? Somebody who is saying that, if you already know there is a different tool, example in SAP, you have learned some visualization tool, and now you want to get into Power BI, you can get into senior BI analyst, which means you're not just Power BI developer, any visualization you can work, like say SAP, Tableau, Power BI. So there are different, in short, there are different roles. Whatever the course you are doing throughout the journey, I will be portraying that skill set depending upon your interest, right? If you are feeling confident on that skill, you can reach out to me. We will focus more on that area. All right. Anybody know what is a Gartner report? Nobody knows Gartner report. Gartner is a famous publisher. So what these people will do is these people are very experts in doing analysis in what is happening in industry. So Gartner is an organization who does an analysis. They have their own dedicated team who does an analysis, okay, on data analytics. What are some of the leaders in the market? Okay. If you look at this chart, this is a quadrant. Who are the leaders in data analytics? Microsoft, Salesforce, Tableau, and ClickView. These three people are the leaders. which means if you are learning any tools on Microsoft, Salesforce, and Click, you have a good career growth. Okay, because these are the niche skills in the market, but not limited to that. You also see something called Google, MicroStrategy. There are a lot of other tools and technologies in the market, but compared to all of them, these three people are the leaders in the market. Now, our course is also on these things: Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft SQL, Tableau. So more or less, whoever is the leader in the market, we are covering only that technologies. Okay. Throughout our data analytics, we have some specific roadmap. If you want to work in this domain, these are the skills you are required to know. First thing, we would be starting with Excel. So this is not a basic Excel, this is advanced Excel, which we will be teaching you how to fully automate your dashboards and reports. Once you learn Excel, then the focus is either SQL or any visualization. SQL is a programming structured query language. You write some code, automatically it will retrieve your data. So we'll be teaching you SQL. And once you know these two, we'll either learn Tableau or Power BI at one at a time. So one probably will learn Tableau, and once we are done with Tableau, then we'll go to Power BI. In addition to this, if there are someone who is saying, I am already having a good knowledge on this based on the training provided, now is there a scope to further learn anything else? Then yes, we have Python. Python is again a programming language used for multiple purposes: website development, networking, data science. If you want to get into data science, you can learn Python is one-stop solution for all these business areas. Okay. So if you look at linkedin.com, that entire website is built on Python. So there is a framework called Django and Micro Flask. These are the two frameworks. Like this, there are some famous websites which are built with the help of Python. Python is very easy language to learn, and compared to if somebody is from engineering background, if you have learned Java in your college, if you have to write you have to print hello world, you have to write probably 15-20 lines of code. In Python, it is just one single line of code. So it's very easy language to learn, but it's up to your capability, your capacity. So the focus, try to give focus on Excel, SQL, and data visualization. If you feel like you're able to succeed in that, and then probably you can think about Python. Okay. So those are some of the high level details on our data analytics course. Our course will be basically every session is approximately around 1.5 hours. Typically it is 2 hours, but we'll give half an hour for any questions or anything like that. On an average, every skill which you learn will have approximately 10 sessions minimum, which means around 5 weeks. So if you're learning Excel, you will be learning Excel for 5 weeks, approximately 1 month, which is of 10 sessions. Each session will be approximately around 2 hours. You'll get 2 breaks. Not 2 breaks, you'll get technically 1 break. But if you are able to pick up fast, we'll take 2 breaks, else 1 break for 5 minutes. Okay. As I said, laptop is mandatory. I would appreciate it if you install Excel along with the laptop, so that it's not a more of theoretical session. You can practice those formulas right in front of me. If you're stuck, I can help you out. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Any questions?
I have a doubt. I
Yeah.
have been trying to download the Microsoft Excel,
Mm-hmm.
but it is asking the Microsoft login or whatever. So I have to be very frank. I have one Microsoft Excel sign in, but from my company in which I work for.
Okay.
So I don't want to use that login IDs. So how can I proceed further? I'm
Uh,
not able to
I hope,
download only.
yeah, I hope you have a personal laptop, right? You're not using your office laptop, right?
Kind of. It's my personal one. It is from office, but like there's nothing sort of that.
Okay. I mean, I still don't understand. If this is a personal laptop, I would tell you an option. You can
Huh.
just go to Excel 2016 cracked version. You'll get something called this KM spike, like that. 1 second, KM. Actually, I have this is my personal laptop, so I have installed this one. Okay. This is like cracked version, which means it's not a licensed version.
Huh,
It's
huh, huh.
somebody has uploaded this file. You can go ahead and install it. Please don't install it in your office machine. You may get some emails from your IT team of some violation, have
Correct.
a personal laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, not just I'm saying you have to go with this, you just Google it out, like, crack version, like you have installed Windows, obviously you have found some crack version, right? Similarly, find out a Excel crack version and install it. But if somebody is really kind of disciplined and, they don't want to get into this kind of things, go ahead and
Yeah.
purchase the license. I think you'll have to pay around 500 rupees per month. There is something called O365 subscription.
Yes, they are asking for some fees.
Yeah, so you'll have to pay maybe around 500 rupees per month. Go ahead,
Mhm.
not 500, I guess 980 rupees.
Yeah,
You
this
get
grade I
1 month.
was getting.
Yeah. I mean, there is an option called try free for 1 month. If you have a
Hmm.
credit card, you can go ahead and activate this. 1 month, you don't even have to pay. After 1 month, you go ahead and cancel it. Technically, if you don't want to get into that cracked version, go for this option. This is purely, allowed. But I don't have that much money, so I downloaded cracked version. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other questions?
No, that's
Any
it for now.
doubts? Anybody know what exactly is the data?
It's collection of information.
Okay. Raw file. Okay. What else? When you have opened a bank account, you probably have filled a form, or if you have taken admission in college, you would have filled a form. Have you seen that form slide carefully? Bank application. This is a form, right? I don't know if you can see it, but you can just assume it. Like this is how a form looks like, right? It has some columns, right? It asks about what is your name, what is your gender, what city you're from. So basically, data is nothing but some useful information, right? So this is a data. An image is also a data, right? A video, image, everything is a data. Now, in order to open image, what do we need? Let's say I click the picture from my mobile. I need to see that picture. I need some tool, right, in order to see that. Let's see if I have some pictures. Take a look at this one. This is an image. Again, it's a data. But in order to open this, I need image viewer, right? There is one software I need in order to see that image. Similarly, if I have a video, I need a video player, right? Likewise, if you have any data which is stored in a tabular format, you need some tool to read that. So the tool which generally we use to read the data is Excel. So what exactly is Excel? Excel is a tool to read your data which is in tabular format. Okay. Likewise, there are different products of MS Office. Similarly, we have Word. If you want to create any document, you need to use Microsoft Word. If you want to send any email, you have a software called Outlook. If you want to create any presentation, you have a tool called PowerPoint. Anybody hearing these names for the first time? Everybody has seen it, right? Good. So now what is happening is all this data is stored in some extension. So if you want to see the extension, you can see here all the images are JPEG, PNG, video will be in MP4 and all of that. Similarly, there are different formats where we can store the data. So the first format is Excel. Excel will store it in .xlsx. Similarly, CSV. Anybody know what is CSV?
From CSV, we can export the data to Excel also.
But what exactly is the CSV?
Encrypted format.
Okay, you can take a look at this screen. CSV is called as comma separated values, which means every value is separated with a comma. Okay, this is called as CSV. Generally, you work with either Excel or CSV. You can open CSV file in Excel also, because if you see here, automatically Excel icon is showing. If I just double click, it will automatically open it in Excel. So I don't have to do anything. But even I can use my notepad to open that. Whereas if my file is stored in Excel format, I cannot open that in other tools like Notepad or Microsoft Word. I have to open only in Excel. Okay. So the requirement is if you're working with Excel, the opposite person should also have Excel. Let's say you created some report, you want to share it to you should have Excel, else you will not be able to see it. Generally, there are two major players when it comes to Excel. One is Microsoft, second is Google. There is something called Google Sheets. Anybody has seen it? Both are same only. This is Google company and their Microsoft is a Microsoft Excel company. Before that, anybody know there was something called Lotus? I mean, all of you are very kind of recent, like 5 years, right? If you talk to somebody who's a 15 years old guy who is working in IT for 15 years back, 20 years back, we don't had anything called Excel. There was one tool called Lotus. Okay, this is again some company where it's very similar to Excel sheet. Microsoft guys start this immediately. They built one tool called spreadsheet. Initially, the Excel was called as spreadsheet. Now they renamed it as Excel, and they had bunch of these features. And the Lotus company, they said, and doesn't we are already good in the market. Why do we need to worry about some new tool called Excel? Let's not worry about them, and they continued it. Now today, if you look at it, it's already 10 years down the line. Nobody even knows. Like you don't even know what is called Lotus. So moral of the story is we have to upskill ourselves. If we don't upskill, we'll be over there only and world will move on. So all of you are here for a purpose that maybe you are already working in some domain and you want to some kind of different growth. Or maybe somebody would have told you that, okay, instead of getting into different domains, get into data analytics because there's a lot of scope. So please utilize your time to the fullest. Invest this 3 months of whatever time you would be spending in this data analytics journey. So I'm sure if you invest this much of time, you will definitely be able to get into any job in data analytics. Okay. So one of the additional benefit is I am the final interview panelist in my company. So I will also help you preparing for interviews. I'll also tell you how do I screen the profiles, how do I talk to candidates to find out if they are a fit for this role. So I'll share you some little bit of tips. I cannot share you everything. I'll give you some hints. If you are intelligent enough, you will be able to grasp it and mold according to yourself. In case if I find if some of you are really doing good, I'm also okay to refer them in my network, whichever companies there are openings with my friends, colleagues, including in my company. If there is a role, if I feel like you are a fit for that role, I'll definitely let you know. Okay. So I have a channel also. You can go to Instagram and type Tableau Power BI. All my updates related to interviews, course content, and the videos, I would be publishing it here. Okay. So in case if you want to be sync with me, that anything which is happening, not just on interviews, some latest updates on Microsoft, anything, you can follow it along. I have a channel as well. You can go to this YouTube Visionis. All these videos which we are going to discuss will be available there also. There are a lot of some advanced Excel sessions for the previous batch. I have uploaded that. Not mandatory, but if you want to be in sync, you can follow it along. Okay. So coming back to the data formats, these are the different types of data we have. Okay. So basically Excel is used in order to automate your entire data. Okay. So one of the use case would be take an example of attendance. So you are going for a college, you have to give an attendance. There used to be the register, right? So in register, you have to write the student name, who is absent, present. You can do everything of that in Excel. Why do we need to do that? So that you can one shot find out whatever information you want. So let's imagine the dean of the college will come to you. You are a head of your class. Okay, tell you, hey, I'm seeing a lot of students on Friday not coming to the college. Can you tell me how many such students are not coming? How do you find that information? Attendance register, you will find it, right? So let's take attendance register. It's a book. Book has pages. It's a page of 200 page. So how do you start? So page one has 20 rows. How do you find present and absent? How much time do you need to find out the students who are absent on Friday. 200 pages ka book. Each page is 20 rows. Each row you have to go find out present or absent, make a note, count, right? In order to do all of that, I'll quickly show you another example, which is if we maintain that same information in Excel, how it will be. First is student name, class, date, attendance status. These are all called as columns, okay? The moment you open Excel in your laptop, it will look like this. You see, these are columns starting from A. It will go on A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Likewise, it will go on 300 columns. These are called as rows. Starting from row 1, you have something till, I guess, 10,48,576. Please note, this is also one of the question in interview. What is the limitation of Excel? Excel can have only 1 million records, 10,48,000. If you have more than 1 million records, what do you do? Another sheet, just add one more sheet. Okay. Now, I just created some columns for the student, right? We'll go ahead and add some data. So I'll say, I'll just give some dummy numbers. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just added some dummy data. Now the same student attendance information, we are storing it in Excel sheet. Instead of referring to a register, which is manual 200 pages, imagine if the same sheet is available in Excel. Now the same question, what was the question of the dean? Whoever is absent on Friday. Why he said they are absent on Friday? Saturday, Sunday might be weekend, so people are trying to bunk on Friday. So that is why probably you want to find out. So I just added a filter. All I can do is I will go ahead and select here. You can look at the filters. Let's say this is November. I'll select probably 5th. Just imagine 5th is the Friday. I'll click on 5. You see there is one person who is absent. Right? It's really quick, right? Similarly, if I want to tell what are the total number of students who are absent, I'll go to this filter and click on absent. There are around 46 students who are absent. So how much time you are taking in order to answer that question? Here it's few seconds, right? You just apply a filter in less than 5 seconds, you are giving an answer. If you have to do the same thing through register, it's very manual, right? Probably will take 2 days, 3 days. If like that, he has around 20 questions. How much time you need?
As of now, I think you're explaining about the filter.
No, we are just talking about why do we need to automate your data? Why do we need to store your data in digital format? So I spoke about one of the use case wherein for one of the college, the dean of the college is looking out for students who are absent on Friday because he's seeing the lot of students are absent. So one of the answer I received is we have a register. So we'll find out through register. Register is a book. It has 200 pages. Each page has 20 rows. You'll have to manually find out, right, who is present and absent. Instead, if we store that same data in Excel, it is super easy for you to filter and perform data analysis. So whatever we are doing here, it's one of the future of Excel. So quickly, I'm just putting some filters and trying to filter out the data. Okay. Similarly, there is a lot of other features of Excel. I'll quickly show you one of the dashboard. Anybody know what is a dashboard? What is presentation? Right. Right. Dashboard is simple, right? Anything which you are converting into a meaningful insight. Okay. What exactly is meaningful insight? Imagine looking into this data. What you did, you have to go and filter it out. Right. So you are looking at the data at raw level. You are seeing these many records. So is it really memorable for you to see what is this information? One of the example is you can take a look of your marks card. What do we have generally in marks card? Can you imagine your marks card? Okay. Just by looking into the marks card, can you tell me which subject you have scored highest, which subject you have failed? Obviously, if you have not failed, scored less. Very difficult, right? If this same information, if I represent you in a form of chart, you can quickly look at it and take a decision of it, right? That is the purpose of dashboard. What we do is we transform your tabular data, which is not in an easy format to read, into some meaningful format with the help of charts. So there are different types of charts. We'll not go into detail. This entire dashboard, what you are seeing, we have built this in Excel. And how did we build it? We are using, there is a data like this. There is a sales company called Quantaso. Entire sales of their products, they are storing it in Excel. For an example, if you look at here, we have order ID. So you bought iPhone example. For iPhone, there is one ID, na? Order unique ID. So this order, when did you place this order? When did you ship this order? What was the shipment mode? What was the customer name? There's a lot of details in this Excel sheet. What is your product name? What is the sales quantity, profit? All this information is available. And if I scroll down, there are totally around 10,000 records, which means there is 10,000 products they have sold. Now they want to find out what did they sell? How did they sell? Where they are doing good? Very difficult to read this information, right? Now, if I go back to this dashboard, I can quickly look at this number and say total sales we did for latest year, which is for current year is 75,000. For previous year, we did 40,000, which means almost we are doubled in sales. Similarly, our sales growth percentage compared to previous year, it is 85%. What was the profit? All of that. Now, this entire sales information is done in United States. This map, if you have seen the map of United States, this is how it looks like. This is a state map. So what we are trying to show is wherever we are doing good in sales, the color is darker, the green. Lighter the green, the sales is low, which means out of this, all the states, especially on the California, we are doing really good. So imagine if I give you this and tell you which state is performing good, very difficult, right? Here you can just look at this and tell which state is doing good, which state is not doing good. Likewise, we have another region wise. This is called as pie chart. Which particular region is doing good or not? You can see that. This is line analysis, trend analysis. For last 12 months, how is my shipment happening? How much days I'm taking to ship? If you look at it on an average, they are taking 3 days to ship the order. Okay. So there are few months where the shipment is really taking more time. Example, 4 days. But if you look at July, the 3.3 days. So we are doing some trend analysis. Similarly, if you look at below, we are doing for that specific year, we have 4 quarters. Out of that 4 quarters, you can see which quarter is doing good. Along with the sales, you will also see the profit. Okay, this is just one example of what we can do in Excel. Okay, this entire dashboard was built by us in the first batch of our Excel. We spent around 1 hour to build this dashboard. 1 hour.
Also drag this into a chart.
That we will, as we go along in the session, we will definitely teach you. Now, probably if you think of it, some of you may think that I don't even know how to create this. But if you go back to 10th session of our Excel, you will be able to create this dashboard by yourself. There is one live project session which is set on the 11th day of our Excel session. Whatever you learn would be practicing on that day. So that day, this is what we will build. Okay. Any questions?
What are we covering in Excel, like advanced Excel?
Yeah.
What are the
Have you received any course content from the facilitator?
yes.
Right, so this is the one I am displaying on the screen. You can go through this. There will be overall 10 sessions. Each session may what topics are we going to cover is also mentioned. Not exactly that key every day we are definitely going to cover this. Some people would take time to understand grasp. We'll have to postpone few topics to the next day. But we'll make sure that we'll try to cover everything on whatever is agreed on. Sometimes what happen is there was one batch, we probably have to, instead of 10 sessions, we have to do 11 sessions. Okay, so one extra session will add it because some people will have more questions on formula, so we'll need more time to analyze. But typically, this is the course content will look like. And some of you may also have a questions about only this or nothing, anything extra. Definitely, we cannot put everything in course content. If you look at formulas and functions, there are 600 functions in Excel. So we will not be teaching you that entire 600 functions. Based on my experience, based on our panel, whoever has worked 10 plus years in data field, we have shortlisted some of the most used functions on day-to-day basis. So we will be teaching you about those functions.
Match function.
Everything will be there. It's mentioned here. You can go to VLOOKUP. You can see here VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, match. By end of this session, anybody who is going to have an interview with you on Excel, there will not be any question which you can think of like I cannot answer this because this topic was not discussed. Pretty much 99.99% of all the questions, all the content, even if you work as an Excel developer, you will be able to work on. That content we have ensured that is available.
Share to everyone to the same content what you're showing.
You can check with the facilitator. Ideally, this is the only content we have entire Excel Academy.
Because I haven't gone through the mail.
Maybe you check with him. So
Okay.
even in case if you haven't received it,
Mhm.
you can request to him. I think they will forward it on an email. So every day when we complete our session, you will get an email from the facilitator, which will have the Zoom recording link. So whatever we spoke, that video of that Zoom link will be there. I will be sharing you an assignment of whatever we discussed on that day. You will have to look at that assignment, do it on the next session. When we get into like today is Saturday, I'll give you an assignment example. So next session, you can say whether you have done that assignment or not, if you have any doubts. But whatever assignment we gave it on Sunday, you have 1 week of time to do it. So when we get into the next Saturday, you can let me know if you are able to do it or not. So there will be one email per session. It will have everything. What did we discuss today? What is the course content? What formulas? What was the video link? The assignment. So typically you can see an email like this. Take a look at this example. I'm sending this to facilitator and facilitator will add some more details and send it. This is for advanced Excel 29th October. This is for the previous batch. That Excel sheet which we practice in the session, I have also attached that Excel sheet. Plus, that some additional, like I was talking about ER diagram. So whatever we discuss, everything will be attached in your email for your reference. And if I scroll bottom, you will also see there will be few assignments will be given to you. Those assignments vary from complexity. Since today is your first session, there will not be any assignments. Okay. But assignment is there, that laptop. So you'll have to ensure you come up with your laptop along with Excel installed. make sure 2016 Excel you install it, okay? If you install 2010, 2009, the look and feel of the Excel would be different.
But the tool, will it be installed by the staff?
No, you will have to do it by yourself. You can probably just Google it out and install the Excel. It is very easy to install actually. All you have to do is just download an exe file.
It's a free, download.
It's not a free. It's a, you have to either download a cracked version or you have to purchase a license. Generally, that's what I was talking to all of them.
Anyways, we'll be getting an Excel in Google. What about Power BI and Tableau and also?
I will let you know about when we talk about Power BI. How do you download Power BI? How do we get the license? So I'll share all the details. Not just Power BI, even SQL. But since we are talking about Excel, so Excel you have to download exe file and install it. When it comes to Tableau, I'll tell you how do you install Tableau, how do you get the license. There's a 14-day free trial for that. There are some softwares called Tableau Public, Power BI Desktop, which is fully free. But you will not understand now because now we will focus more on Excel. In order to learn anything on data analytics, first thing is Excel. So since I think you have joined a little bit late, I also gave a walkthrough about some roadmap. At the end of our session, and I'll be sending an email. So I'll have that PPT attached. So you can go through that PPT again, or you can also go through the recordings. Any questions, we can talk tomorrow. Okay, what else? Anything else? Anybody is feeling difficult, not able to understand few terminologies? You want me to go a little slow, a little fast? Everything is fine. Okay, anybody know what exactly is Gen AI? Gen AI, AI, artificial intelligence. I hope you have seen Instagram reel. There is AI chai wala, right? So how did you learn about AI? How did you hear this word? Do you know? You obviously would have not known from beginning, right? So recently you have heard about this term. How did you heard about this term, AI?
So much of scope.
But how did you got to know about that? Do you know it's something called Chat GPT? It is a buzzword in today's day. Can anybody tell me what is Chat GPT?
In Google, if we search with any one content, we'll get a lot of pages. In that way, we have to search that which is the relevant to us like that. But in Chat GPT, it's the main advantage is that suppose if I'm looking for one reason, with that related information only, it will get listed.
Okay. What else can we do in Chat GPT? Have you used Chat GPT? Let me have that. You haven't used. Have you heard or seen that tool, what it does? Okay. So maybe somebody is getting into data analytics. In your mobile, you have Google. Google is a search software. What you do is log in with your Gmail account and start searching about what is data analytics and all of that. Do it for 3-4 times. What will happen is next time onwards, anything related to data, you will get some feeds in the app. So Google is smart enough. So you know that Google knows that, okay, you are interested in data. Anything happens on data, right? You will start getting those updates. So I want all of you to do that so that anything which is happening, because we are living in the world of Gen AI. I'll tell you what is Gen AI. Today, whatever you might be learning, there are 10, 100 new things would have come up in next 1 year. In order to cope up with that, I would make sure I'll bring you guys to in a pace where if anything new, for example, today I'll teach you VLOOKUP function. Excel would have introduced a new function for an example. You don't even require anybody to sit and train you because we'll bring you to a pace that any new function, you can learn it by yourself and upgrade yourself, right? The base knowledge will bring you to that pace so that you don't again require someone else to, sit and teach you. Because Excel, Microsoft, these guys are bringing a lot of new stuff. One of the thing is called as Copilot. Anybody has seen this, heard about this term Copilot? Pilot, you know what is pilot? The guy who drive an airline, right? Pilot. Right next to him, there is one more guy who sits, right? Like who will assist the senior pilot, right? He'll take out all the controls and everything. So similarly, in the world of data analytics, we are living in world called Gen AI. Gen AI means you don't need a person to sit and do it. Everything is done with the help of artificial intelligence. Okay. I'll quickly play one video. Take a look at it and tell me if you can understand something. Anybody wants to talk about it?
What I have understood is the words how we are typing,
Hmm.
the best we can request to be technology. Because in this one of the example is that
Hmm.
see, it's just that people were the prepared for many meetings, so that automatically some 10 suggestions came up that these are all the things you have to keep in mind for your meeting.
Right. Simple, it will help you improve your productivity. So you don't have to sit and do it. Automatically, tool is telling you. There is a meeting which is set up, for an example, 101 performance review with your manager. So probably you would have prepared your performance so far entire year, whatever you have worked. It will take that and suggest these are the pointers you can talk to manager, right? Similarly, you saw one guy, a couple of people who have joined a meeting in Teams. They are talking about some discussion, and right hand side that entire text is getting generated. Somebody like me who doesn't understand what that US guy is talking about, I can look at the screen in the chat. Have you ever worked with Chinese or Japanese guys? Have you heard their English? Very difficult to understand. So as you go along in the data analytics domain, you may get sometime chance to work on site. Where you company will give you visa and all of that. You go and work on site, means either in United States or some location. You need to understand what they are talking. Then only you can collect the requirements, right? Especially Indians, we are being trained in English since when? LKG. I go and talk to any Chinese guy, English is not mandatory for them. They will learn English from 7th standard. So for us, that's a benefit, that's a plus point. That's why we have a lot of job market compared to Chinese and Japanese guys. Our job market is much larger because we are quick in adapting and listening, because we are good in English, we can communicate, we are good in learning and upskilling. That's why we are there in the market. That's why a lot of labor work comes to India, because the labor cost is also less. If you look at other countries, the labor cost is high. In United States, if you want somebody, a maid to come and clean your house, you'll have to pay that dollar in hourly basis, which is same for the data analyst guy. No different. But here it's not the case, right? Here it's different. So basically, Copilot is nothing but it's a tool introduced by Microsoft to improve your productivity. Like I created this entire dashboard manually, right? You just go to Copilot and say, create a dashboard using this data, automatically it will create. So that's why I'm saying we are living in the world of Gen AI. So please make sure whatever we are being teaching, it's not new, it's all 10 years, 20 years back thing. So learn that immediately and scale it up to GenAI. GenAI will not take away your jobs. In fact, it will create more jobs. You have to use that tool and bring in the productivity benefits. Okay, it will not destroy the job. You might be saying, sir, there was one guy who used to create an Excel report. His job is now gone. His job is gone because he didn't upskill himself. If he's still sitting and writing a sum and VLOOKUP formula and he doesn't know how to debug that, there are a lot of people in my team earlier who knows how to write a VLOOKUP. But when I ask them a question, why this number is coming like this in VLOOKUP? Why am I getting any in VLOOKUP? Why I'm not able to get some in function is not working? They can't explain. You'll have to learn how to debug the formula, why this number is not coming. So that will be anyways, I'll showcase along the sessions, okay? Similarly, let me go to the next dashboard. Anybody has seen or heard about term Tableau or Power BI? What is it? What is that something he has taught? I'll show you. Tableau is a visualization tool. Okay, it's simple. If you want to create chart in Excel, it's manual, right? In Tableau, you can just use a mouse. No need of touching keyboard. Drag, drop, create a chart. In 5 minutes, you can create a dashboard. In Excel, you may need 1 hour. In Tableau, you need 5 minutes. Anybody know who has created Tableau? There are two guys who are doing PhD in some college. They spent 20% of time because they wanted to work with data. They wrote a code, they came up with this software. Imagine those guys have spent 20% of time, they came up with this beautiful software. If they spent 100% of the time, what the tool would look like. Okay, so I'll quickly show you one sample dashboard. Whatever you saw previously was on Excel, and whatever you are seeing now is on Tableau. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can filter this. Don't worry about all these things. It is super easy to create. For now, just look at the capability. Okay, nothing else. Okay, this is the same data which we created in Excel, right? That sample superstore sales by different. This is the same thing I have created in Tableau. So which means look and feel is different, but content is same. Now, if I click on British Columbia, you see all the charts are also getting filtered. This thing we don't have it in Excel. If you click on a bar, other charts will not get filtered. On the shipment, we had order date and shipment date, right? I'm saying 46% of our orders have been shipped early. If I click on this, these are those orders. And then we have what if analysis, which means what if I grow my business by 30%, how do my sales look like? Which products I'm going to gain more profit? Okay, this is called as what if analysis. Similarly, let's go to the next one, Power BI. Anybody knows what is Power BI? So enhanced version of Excel. Exactly. Same Excel tool, they took it, upgraded it, put it on the web. That is called as Power BI. It's the same dashboard, some other data set. Okay, we have built this in Power BI. This is how the dashboard would look like. We were talking about Chat GPT, right? Same Chat GPT is now in Power BI. I'll show you one quick demo. Okay. What is the total sale? 900 million. What is the total sale by fields do we have in this data? By product. Automatically it is creating a chart, which means you type a question, you get a response in a form of chart. This is called as NLP, which is natural language processing. Naturally, you're talking, you're saying, what is my sales? How do I, why is there decline in the sales? You're asking a natural question. And with the help of AI, it is automatically creating a chart. As we go along, you'll also learn this, how to integrate this, how to create this for your end users. Okay. So overall, this is what the futures of data analytics. Okay. If you want to get into this field, this is what the typical day-to-day work you will be doing going forward. I have showcased Tableau, Power BI, Excel. SQL is one thing which I didn't show you. I'll probably take 5 minutes and show you how the SQL looks like. Anybody has worked on SQL? Know the term what is SQL? You have worked on SQL. Which database? No, is it Microsoft SQL, Oracle, MySQL?
It's Microsoft.
Okay.
We are into testing.
Testing quality,
Quality, software testing.
software automation. So you are using some software for automation.
We have active consultant.
Okay.
Hmm.
You have to write a code for that for all the
There is
test
no
cases.
code, nothing. It's like we have to do a batch processing.
Okay.
We've done for batch monitoring.
No.
In that we'll execute the queries. The queries already being stored,
Mhm.
and that's where we execute the queries where we get the data.
Okay. So this is a quick example. I'm just quickly connecting to one of my SQL installed in my laptop. In this, I have some data called SPSC. Excel has limitation, right? I said it has only 10 lakh records, right? In database, there's no limitation. You can have 100 billion records. Okay. If you look at it, there is a table inside my SQL. This is how you write a query. Whatever I'm just saying, I want to know what is the total number of records. I'm just writing count star. You will learn this in detail. It says how many records: ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, around 5.2 million records. Okay. Now in Excel, I was talking about that student scenario where the dean of the college was asking who is absent. So you had to go and put a filter, right? Same thing here. I can say where location. We have a field called location. I want to find out all the records where the location is Kanpur. So what it will do is it will go to that 5 million records, find out which are those records where the location is Kanpur. The moment I click on execute, you see the data is ready. Imagine if you have this in Excel, not at all possible. First of all, you can't store the data. Even if you store it in, let's say, 1 lakh or 10 lakh, you have to put filter. Your Excel will say not responding. But in SQL, there is no limitation. There is around 5 lakh records where the location is Kanpur. This is how SQL is all about. You will be learning this when you get into that SQL training session. Even SQL is also easy to learn. Only challenges is that you have to understand a little bit about data, right? If you understand what this data is all about, you can easily write queries. If you don't understand, please ask me the questions during the session. We can answer then and there. Okay.
So,
Yes.
sir, I have one doubt. I want to really learn from scratch. What is a database? What is server? What is console?
Yeah, that we will learn it now because we are not going to talk about SQL.
Hmm.
Excel, so today is introductory, so I'm not going to explain anything related to Excel today. Today is like our opening ceremony. So from tomorrow, we will start learning about Excel, everything from basic.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing is if somebody who has already learned some information, please erase it off your memory because it will confuse you. Okay, I applied VLOOKUP like this. Now, how do I apply like this and all of that? If you erase it, you learn from beginning, na? So you'll keep everything intact.
Because actually I'm working in everything in this, but I don't
Hmm.
know what is the difference. I have
Right.
come across what is data. I am working with database. I handle some servers. I
Yeah.
work in console, but I actually don't know what it is. I just
Right.
keep on doing what I'm taught.
That's why you are here at the right place.
Yeah.
I've also worked for infrastructure team. If
Yeah.
somebody wants to work in as an infrastructure developer, right? Especially in cloud or on-premises networks, I can also help you with that. I'm certified in AWS as a solution architect and as well as data analytics specialty. I'm certified in GCP, Microsoft Azure, Tableau, Power BI, and Microsoft DP 200 also. So if you are anybody interested to do certification also, I can help you. I can let you know what kind of questions will come up. I can do that. Second is interview. In case if somebody is planning to attend interview, change job, please don't go and just like that attend an interview. Connect with me or connect with the facilitator. We'll have a mock-up session. We'll prepare you. Then you go because chances of rejection will be less. Because if I have seen in my previous batch, some of the people are really looking forward to change the job immediately because they are going through a bad phase. Now they don't have time for that entire 3 months to learn and prepare and then attend interview. So we help them with some of the important questions will come in interview. First you clear interview, get a job, then you take up your training. And if that is the case, only thing is rejections will be less. You don't get rejected, right? You'll get some support as a backbone and we'll help you on that. Okay. What else? Anything else? Any other questions? Yeah.
Data knowledge role, does it require any decision making from this?
Decision making is a kind of debating topic. Okay. What happens is take a look at, for an example, let's say she's a fresher. She get upskilled in all this data analytics. She'll start working on it. She will know how to create a bar chart. She will know how to write a formula in Excel. But if I ask her, looking into this data, can you tell me why is profit going down? She cannot tell that because she is a technical resource. She just know how to create it. If profit is going now down or up, the business guy, he will take a decision because he knows the business better. But if you come up with guy who has 10 plus experience like me, I should also learn that. I should not just be a technical guy, write formula. I should also learn in explaining this dashboard. Generally, it is not expected from freshers or somebody who is like mid-level or senior people. It is expected from somebody who has 10 plus years of experience. Whatever you created, you should also showcase that to client. Explain what are the benefits. Why is the sales down? Why is the profit going up? What are some of the enhancements you can do? That I don't think so anybody can teach. It will come with an experience. If you work in data analytics for 5-6 years, you will learn how to create a decision making that. But so far, whatever I'm teaching, it is a descriptive data analytics. There is something called predictive. Anybody know what is predictive? Predictive is predicting, I know that, but little bit elaborate, no?
Future forecasting.
Exactly. Anybody know what is prescriptive? Prescription. Right. Okay. Let's say you got a fever, you go to a doctor. What does the doctor do? He'll analyze, he'll give you some medicine. He'll say, take this paracetamol, your fever will come down. It's a prescription. Any data before an event happens, right? For an example, in Google, it says that rain. take an umbrella, it's going to rain today. That is forecast, which is predicting. 100% it will not happen. Huh? You take an umbrella, you go out and you say where there is no rain. It's a prediction. So predictive analytics is what data scientists guys will do. Prescriptive and predictive. They look at the data and they say what can happen next. How can we mitigate that? That is called as prescriptive. We are not going to learn all that thing because it is too complex. We'll work only on descriptive because this data already it has happened. Event has happened. Student came to college in either he came, he didn't came, that event has happened. On that data, we create our analysis. Here, descriptive analytics, which means already the things are described, it's already there in place. Prescriptive, predictive, no. Because you have to learn descriptive, then you will learn predictive. Else you will not be able to learn. What else? So we started our class at approximately 2:45 today, right? So we had a live session today from the previous batch. So all the members who are part of that session, they created the dashboard from scratch. So for them, some of them, they wanted to understand for me, it took like 15 minutes. And so generally we'll start the class at 2:30. Very rare, sometimes we'll start at 15 minutes late. But try your level best if you are very serious about data analytics and if you have a goal that in next 6 months you need a change, please try to come offline. Online mein na thoda that interaction, that feel you will not get it. So try your level best, not mandatory. If it is possible, try. If you're staying really far and this location is very far for you, obviously I cannot expect you to come every day. But if there is a possibility, please try to attend offline kind of a discussion. That brings us to the end of our session. So I would close this session by saying one point. Please install Excel and come up with a laptop. If somebody doesn't have a laptop, please procure it. Approximately 10 to 15K it will cost. It's a good investment. If you need any details on where do you get a laptop for 10 to 15K, you let me know. I'll forward the details. Okay. Anything else? Anybody has any other questions? We'll get all the recording, whatever PPTs we discussed, everything. Go through that. Maybe if some concepts you are not able to understand, make a note of it. Then when we connect tomorrow, we'll discuss.
Be the same as online, because I'm opting for online itself.
Hmm.
Since today is the first class, right? So I just came here because I would not be able to come offline.
Hmm.
So online, will it be the same as the way you are explaining?
Ah,
now?
same. Just like that. See, now along with this class, there are 3 people who have joined online. So they are also along with us.
They will be logging in at 12:30, is it? 12:30, sorry, 2:30.
2:30, no? This batch is at
It's a
2:30.
live online. right?
Live online 2:30.
Recording is not there.
Recording you'll get after the class is over.
Okay, because I would be going for recording also.
Then you'll get a link, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you download that video because the Zoom link video which you get, it is only there for 10 days. After 10 days, that video will go off. All those details he will mention in email, but I'm just telling you that link video ka you have an option to download and keep it in your laptop and you see whenever you need it. Second option is my channel is there, YouTube channel, but I don't have sometimes time to go and upload all the videos. I will upload it, but it'll take some time. Some of the sessions, 3-4 sessions I have already uploaded. If somebody wants to quickly learn VLOOKUP, my session is already up in the channel.
Okay.
You can see it. But generally, don't go on my channel, YouTube channel, and all. Go with the traditional approach. Zoom.
Go by step by step.
Go to the Zoom link. He will share a Zoom link. Download that video. Keep it in your laptop. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.